Looks like we've got an even higher string of fuel.
Your exit's clear. Don't cross the white line.
Oh, yeah, I already did that.
We've got 2 laps. Let's get this done. The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 20 Celsius.
That was very short all of a sudden. Okay, that was not good.
The leader's just done a 153.03. The leader has just done a 152.07. Eighth place. That lap was a 154.13. The guy ahead has just done a 153.42.
Right, much better exit. That wasn't very good.
You were 10th off the pace in sector 2. That's a new fastest lap for Gorka, 151.76. New fastest lap for Odi, 151.59.
Bad final turn.
The car in front has just done a 153.74.
52.9. It's not even as good as the last time. I don't know what's happening to me.
That's the end of the session, P12. 30 minutes. Cold tyres all round. The track temp is 20 Celsius. The air temp is 19. Standing start now. Alright Sven, stay calm, focus. Go, go, go! Car left. Still there. Clear left. The guy in front is Phillips, car number 4, and their rating is 3.1. Good work on the start, mate, this is great. Right side's clear.
Going around the outside there isn't really possible.
Red yellow flag, watch for debris on the track. We just had a warning for cutting the track.
Of course we did. Well, that went well.
There's an incident in Denton's. 21st. Okay Sven, the next car is Alberto, car number 17. C license.
And we all know I don't have the pace here to catch back up to anybody, so...
The gap to P19 ahead is increasing. It's now 1.6 seconds. Red yellow flag, watch for debris on the track. Slippery surface flag. The leader has just done a 152.22. There's an incident in Lodge. It looks like Dennis. Yellow flag, caution. Car left. Clear left. P18. Incident in Cascades. Looks like it's John. Okay Sven, I'm going out on your right. Still there. Right side's clear. left side. Still there.
The tyres don't defend, just push, dude.
He's still there. He's still there. Clear left. Okay, stay with him. Car left. He's still there. Whole clear left. B17. Car in front is Alberto, car number 17, C license. Just ignore him, he'll go away. The stewards have warned us about track limits. Keep it between the lines. On your right. Hold your line. Clear right. Bad luck, Sven. Come on, don't let him get away. Car in front of us is car number 13, C license. Incident in Knickerbrook. We think it might be Owens and Almeida. The gap to car number 13. Ahead is increasing. It's now 0.7. There's an incident in Druids. We think it might be Matthias and Owens. Matthias is pitting from P23. It looks like he'll come out just behind you. Got 20 minutes remaining, you've got 20 minutes left. gap to P16 ahead is now 0.18. Okay Sven, we've just cut the track. You have 6 incident points. Left side. Clear left. P15. The next car is Alberto, car number 17. C license. On your left. Hold your line. Still there. Clear left. Shite. Stay close. You might get him back. There's an incident in Lodge. It looks like it's Foster and Oulton. There's an incident in the Elite. It looks like Oulton. Slippery surface flag. Be careful. The guy ahead is Victory, car number 21. Oulton is pitting from position 14. Expect him to come out a bit behind you. Minutes left, that's 15 minutes. Slippy surface flags out. That was a 153.32. Track limits, watch those lines. You have 7 incident points.
This track is going to decimate my fucking safety rating.
Car left. Still there. Still there. Clear left. The gap to Victory ahead is increasing. It's now 1.4 seconds.
Yeah, because this guy...
Alright Sven, the next car is a 5 laps behind. halfway home. Fuel looks good. Incident in Cascades. We think it might be Alberto.
I think in PEC, PECC, this is gonna really be a survival track. I mean, to be fair, most of them are. But we're going to be seeing a lot of BMWs doing stupid maneuvers like there. The final corner, first corner.
Lap times are pretty consistent. B14, the lap time was at 1:53.20. You've used half your fuel. Okay Sven, 10 minutes to go, that's 10 minutes left. Keep digging, this isn't over yet. Reel-in victory in. The gap is now 0.7.
Name is Victor. It's not that hard.
Left side, clear left. B13, sector 1 time is good, sector 2 is 0.9 off the pace, sector 3 is 0.38 off the pace. Okay Sven, the next car is Victory, car number 21. The gap in front is now 1.0 seconds.
His back marker here is... I don't know, on the one hand he's holding number 21 up, on the other hand it's just stupid that he's interfering in this battle so much. He's 5 laps behind.
Okay, Sven, this bastard's holding you up. You've got to find a way past.
As always, Jim, you're not paying attention to the situation.
That's 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes.
Car number 9 is going to be part of this soon.
The gap to 14th behind is now 0.49.
Oh my god, what the hell?
Car right. Hold your line. Hold your line. Still there. Still there. Clear right, V14. That was 154.00. Sector 2 is 0.9, off the pace. There's an incident in Cascades. It looks like it's Young. You need to push if we're going to hold this position. Car right. He's still there. Right side's clear. Stay between the lines, please, Sven. Car right. He's still there. Clear right, just 2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go. Ah, bollocks. See if you can get him back. Right, the guy ahead of us is Henrique, car number 9, C license, and their rating is 2.5. Thirteenth place. One more lap to go.
Why?
We've been warned about track limits.
I'm gonna lose a shit ton of rating again.
Gorka has won the race. Alright Sven, the next car is James, car number 19, B licence. Clear right. P13, that's a good finish, nice one.
I mean, it was decent. I'm just so tired of getting off tracks here.
Pick a side, Dennis. Come on.
That's the end of the session. Watch your speed. Pit lane speed limit is 50 kilometers per hour, 50 meters. Front left, 83%. Right front, 89%. Rear left, 92%. Right rear, 92%.
could do it right now.
This government shutdown is different. Government shutdowns happen for like a really dumb, weird reason, which is that there's like no way to do anything anymore. And so one of the only opportunities for there to be power exercised by Congress is during the passing of a budget. And so budgets become these big fights. But in the U.S., when the federal government shuts down because of a political standoff, you need people from the other party to vote for the budget, and the other party says no, and we can't fund the government without a budget, so the government shuts down. It's a political standoff. One side wants to do it one way, the other side wants to do it the other way, and the government becomes the collateral damage in a tug of war over policy. And nobody wants it. It happens, and it often has a bunch of dramatic speeches, and people scramble to fund the programs that matter the most in the meantime, but this one has gone on for a very long time. But also, there's like a reason underneath why it's gone on for such a long time. And also why a lot of the most important programs of the federal government aren't being funded. So Democrats are trying to be like laser focused on this single specific demand, that the government still provides healthcare subsidies, because if that stopped, a lot of people's healthcare premiums would more than double. And for sure, the Republican Party doesn't want to do that. But also, to be totally honest, it seems a little bit like some parts of the Republican Party like that the government is shut down. And so there's like an asymmetric leverage thing going on here, where the Democrats really want one thing changed, and they really want the government to come back, and the Republicans don't want that one thing changed, and they kind of don't want the government to come back. Now, I think that the government will eventually come back. This is very dumb. But it's weird that it seems like some people are like kind of pro-shutdown, because shutdowns are deeply unpopular. They cost way more money than they save. They hurt real people. They hurt politicians. They hurt political parties. I was talking to a friend of mine that helps run an organization that helps people get food, and I asked her if this shutdown felt different to her. And she said something that like snapped me out of my analytical politics brain for a second. She immediately answered, yeah. This one feels mean. It feels intentionally cruel. It definitely feels intentionally intentional. Like, you might not be surprised to hear that ICE is still funded during the shutdown. But you might actually be surprised to hear that SNAP has been funded during previous government shutdowns, which indicates to me that it can be. It just isn't right now. SNAP helps feed over 40 million Americans. That's more than 10% of America every month. It is efficient, it's targeted, it does a tremendous amount of good for a relatively small amount of money. More than 80% of SNAP recipients are households with children. In every previous shutdown, SNAP has been protected, and this time, the benefits are just gone. Starting November 1st, people on SNAP are no longer getting help with their groceries. The U.S. Department of Agriculture, which runs SNAP, actually has billions of dollars in contingency funds that they could use to keep SNAP going for at least another month. They've done that in previous shutdowns, but they're not doing it in this one. And I think the only person who could have made that decision is the person who has consolidated so much of this country's power around him. The USDA could fund SNAP. Governors could fund SNAP with state funds. Congress could fund SNAP with an emergency measure. And there is a faction in American politics right now that is especially aligned with the Trump wing of the GOP that doesn't just want to cut government. They fundamentally distrust it. They see large parts of it, especially social programs like SNAP, not as a solution, but as a problem. Still, other parts of the government are a deep state, an unelected bureaucracy that opposes their power. And if you believe that, then obviously a government shutdown would look to you like maybe a bit of a good thing and maybe an opportunity
opportunity. When talking about whether federal workers would receive back pay, Trump said, there are some people that don't deserve to be taken care of. He has selectively suspended infrastructure spending, targeting only blue states. And in that vacuum, we asked food banks and volunteers and nonprofits and churches to step in, which they do heroically. But from what I have heard from people who I've talked to in this space, they simply will not be able to fill that gap. And of course, the communities with the least are going to be the ones with the least capacity to bridge that gap. Cutting off SNAP hurts the whole country. It hurts retailers, farmers, grocery stores. It pulls money out of local economies. This is very bad. SNAP costs about $100 million a year, but it would cost way more than that to replace it because it's a very efficient program. And to some people, I think that feels a little off. Like, it might seem like this should be local. It should be community-based. It should be local food banks. It should be churches. It should be Meals on Wheels. Maybe they should be doing all of this work instead of some big, giant federal government bureaucracy. But the more I talked to my friend about this, the more I felt like, oh my God, SNAP is actually a really amazing program. And I also realized, you know what? You know a lot more about this than I do. And she, honestly, unsurprisingly, dropped everything and was like, yes, I will come and talk to you on the record. So everybody, here's Jeannie Hunter, Tennessee Regional Director of the Society of St. Andrew. I have told people what you told me when I asked you if this shutdown feels different, but I, just in case I was putting words in your mouth, does this shutdown feel different?
It does. It feels a lot meaner. It feels like they're playing chicken with people's lives.
Because, and I did not know this until you told me, but SNAP has in previous shutdowns been funded.
Yes.
And do you feel as if that could have happened at this time?
Oh, it absolutely could have, yes.
What are some of the mechanisms by which it could be funded?
The USDA has the money to put out there. It's often just kind of a contingency thing that's like, we're not going to fund the government except SNAP. And they just, for whatever reason, didn't do that this time. And also, it's not usually this long. A shutdown isn't usually this long, so it doesn't hit the new month.
I have gone into a bit of a few of the reasons why I feel like this shutdown is extra long, but it feels a little bit like, a lot of people don't seem to think that the government is good anyway.
Right.
And so why would the government being shut down do that?
Do you want me to answer that? Okay.
No. Jeannie and I go way back, and I, just so you know, Jeannie, you can say whatever you want as long as it's not going to get you in trouble.
Okay.
Jeannie, so tell me what you do. What is the Society of St. Andrew?
It was founded by some folks that thought they could end hunger by starting a farm. They realized very quickly in talking to other farmers that there's all this food going to waste. It's just not pretty enough. It's like, got weird colors, or it's crooked, or it's not crooked enough. It's a banana, all these things. Like, it has to be just a very precise. And so there's tons and tons of food going to waste at that level. And so we, Society of St. Andrew, started collecting that food and sharing that with folks that could prepare it into meals or hand it out to families who need it. Lots of food pantries. We try to stay local.
And so you're at farms, sometimes you're at grocery stores, sometimes you're at processing.
Yeah, sometimes we're out in the field and picking what's left behind after the original harvest has happened. Sometimes we're at processing plants where all the pretty sweet potatoes are on one side and all the ugly sweet potatoes are on the other side, and we take the ugly ones with us because they're just the same. Sometimes we have some grocery stores, normally the mom and pop kind of independent grocery stores.
Yeah. That's very cool. Good work. And so you know a little bit about how food works in America. SNAP is the thing that, am I correct? It is the largest way in which people who need food assistance get food assistance?
Yes, by a long shot. For every one meal that is delivered to someone by a food bank or food pantry or whatever, 9 meals are donated through SNAP.
Oh God! So that makes me panicked. That gave me a panic.
I'm sorry.
Because that's not like, that might seem like, okay, so we have to spend 9 times more money on the food pantries, but that's not it. Like that.
No, because you need 9 times as many employees and 9 times as many trucks and
9 times as much space for the food and 9 times
refrigeration. Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the thing about SNAP. It's almost like, here's an idea.
It's incredibly efficient.
Like, we've already got a whole system for storing and distributing food. What if people who needed food assistance could just tap directly into that system with a card that they had, and they could take it to the place, and it had almost like a bunch of people. A bunch of people had this really good idea, and then they implemented it, and then it works quietly behind the scenes, helping out tens of millions of people, like most of which are households with children or children.
Or elderly, yep.
It's such an amazing example of like what happens with not a tremendous outlay of cash and quietly and efficiently. Because of course, if you have to have a food, like, and food pantries are good, and I'm glad that they exist, and they serve all kinds of amazing stopgap functions, and like obviously right now they're going to be very important.
Yep.
But like just allowing people to go and buy food in the normal way that everybody else does is the most efficient way to do it. So if we had to do this a different way with a separate set of infrastructure, it would cost way more money.
It would cost way more money. It would be nearly impossible. People in rural parts aren't near food banks and food pantries sometimes. There's transportation issues.
That's pointless. That's stupidly expensive.
I mean, getting a bus even to get to the grocery store is nearly impossible for some people. And if you're already at a financial place where you need SNAP, you're also at a financial place where it's going to be real expensive to buy gas and pay car insurance or whatever else it is.
You've just explained to me exactly why food pantries and churches and local organizations would have a really hard time sort of solving this problem because it's 9 times bigger than what those organizations are currently doing. We're going to have to do it anyway. In the meantime, so like as of now, as of the recording of this, SNAP has not gone out to people who would normally.
Right, and normally it just goes right on their debit card, on their EBT card, and it's just a process that happens every month. And so the last time that these people have received money for food was October 1st. So not only are they not going to get more money, they're already out of last month's money for the most part. I mean, people have been planning ahead the best they can, but there's only so far that money can go.
I'm sure that I know the answer to this question, but like how are the people in your industry handling this right now? Like, what's the sort of mood? What's the?
It's panicky. I'm anxious. They're mostly anxious. There's still some part of me that like hopes and believes that this is all just a bad dream and a joke, and like Ashton Kutcher's going to jump out from somewhere and be like, gotcha, and this isn't real. Yeah, right now we're just trying to rally as much food and as many volunteers. I spent all day yesterday calling and texting and emailing farmers to try and see if we can get out into any fields, but it's already